Hi everybody, this is Cheychuu. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Hi, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys have been making sure to take care of yourself. And I also hope that you guys been making sure to eat, drink, and give yourself more self-love. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, man. First of all, I have a lot of things that I want to address and kind of go over because there's been a lot that's happened since the last time that I posted. And at first I was doing the tarot card readings and stuff like that on Facebook. I decided to take a little bit of a break from that and come back and talk to you guys like one-on-one. But yes, I've been doing a lot of things that I am not used to doing in a way, and I've been taking a lot of leap of faith towards things that make me happy. I've been making sure to move things around. I've been cleaning up some clutter and also getting rid of things that I no longer need, or any material things that might have attachments to it from people in the past. Because when the Pisces full moon came around, there was a lot of illuminations on the people in my life and just who I just choose to surround myself with, and there was just a lot of realizations and a lot of things that I had to let go of. I cried a lot. I was angry. I'm going through ups and downs, bouts of feeling extremely sad, like my depression and everything like that, and then I'm having bouts of anxiety. But I am very aware about what's going on and why I'm getting that. But overall, I've been making sure to just care for myself a little bit more extra. They're reading my left ear. And making sure to really nurture myself, because I wasn't doing that. I was just neglecting a lot of about myself, and especially my shadow self. And I have been working more on shadow work and just releasing and learning to accept my shadow side, and instead of fighting it and rejecting it, instead I want to integrate it, and my spirit guides, my ancestors, and my angels, and the divine creator have been working with me heavily on creating some form of balance within myself, emotionally. But overall, I've been teeter-tottering, but I'm just trying to find that perfect yin-yang thing. But I got a lot of visions regarding past life. I was not expecting that whatsoever. One thing that came with the Pisces full moon was I would say my mediumship got stronger. And the thing is I don't really know about mediums. I kind of did, because I know that mediums are different from people who are who have intuitive or go by intuitive gifts. But the spirit started letting me to certain videos about mediumship and everything like that, and they were like, you have been doubting your gifts for a very long time, and you've been refusing for them to come out to the surface. Because as a kid and growing up, I always had visions as far as dream wise that would tell the future. And a lot of people actually have those gifts, are being able to have visions or dreams of what could happen in the future. It doesn't mean it's accurate, it just means that it's showing you a timeline of what could happen in a way. But I've been getting a lot of visions. I've been also led to finding more about my past life, especially when it comes to my Native American background. Also been studying, they've been leading me more to my Nigerian roots, as far as learning more about Ifa and my Orishas, which is Oshun, Oya, and Yemoja. And I'm also learning about, all Eshu, all that, Shango, all that has been very passed down in my family. We don't really normally talk about it, are not really open about it, but my grandmother was very heavily in tuned, and she also worked with Orishas, and I give her so much credit because I'm not on that level whatsoever right now. But she has been opening up my eyes also through my father, because that's his mother. And so for some reason it's she's using my dad in order to physically show me certain things, so I've been talking heavily with my parents and learning more about my background and just asking more questions. And I've also been asking more questions towards my family members and stuff like that. So, and I am so grateful because my grandmother did gift me with something that I would like to show you. And there was also something that we found while cleaning up and doing a clean, because the full moon guided my whole family to literally go through the whole house and get rid of stuff that were just sitting there and didn't serve any purpose. So we were just guided, all of us, the whole family, just get rid of stuff, and we donated it and gave it to places that they can use it, because we don't no longer need it. But let me show you real quick. My grandmother gifted me these, and they're about my family. My family comes from the Nisqually Native tribes, and also she gave me stuff that had my ancestors. So the people that I do contact and I am talking to on a basis as far as spirit wise are all in this book, and I'm starting to learn more about, you know, how my lineage came to be, you know, how they came here, what happened when settlers came by and, you know, took over, about the treaties, you know, peace treaties, and also about my uncle, you know, my great uncle. And I actually went to his funeral and everything like that. So yes, I did meet these people. Some of these I got to, and I'm very grateful for that. But a lot of them, of my ancestor stories, are in these books right here. And another thing that I found, as far as cleaning up wise, was this. And I will go a little bit more into this, right? It's called Legacy in Stone, Images from the Past. And this was a pamphlet that was written in 1989. So this was my mom's. And so she was just graduating high school at that time, I believe. Both my parents were. And it led me to pictographs and petroglyphs, which are pretty much Native American rock art. And it also led to my dad's side of the family, where we have Blackfoot Native Americans on his side, and my mom is Nisquallian. So I have a lot of heavy Native background on both ends of my family. Amongst other things. But it's just, I've been learning quite a bit, and they even showed me visions of a certain tribe that I never heard of before, and it led me to a First Nation tribe. And when we say First Nation, they really are like the native tribes that reside up in Canada, right? But they refer to themselves as the First Nations. But it led me to one of that a native tribe up there, and it just was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And this is the time when I was actually relaxing and just closing my eyes and doing a little meditation, and there it was, you know. And then it led me to a lot of things, and then it led to my father showing me things that regard to rock art, something that I want to go into business wise. I am an artist, by the way. A lot of people don't know that, but I have spent my life, I've been drawing since I was a little girl. I did have an art account a long time ago, but I ended up deleting it long time ago. I do art. That's something that I'm very passionate about. I like to paint. I love ceramics. I love any form of art. I love drawing. I love pencil drawing, not so much on the watercolor end, you know, but I also like digital art as well, because I also have a tablet that I draw with. So yes, I am an artist, and I actually was shy because I was thinking maybe I shouldn't share my art online, but I feel like I should start sharing more of myself, you know, because I am an artist, right? I do love talking, but I also like drawing. But it's something that I want to get into because they have been guiding me to, you know, start doing certain things that will make me happy. And this right here, they are showing me many different things. And there was a story, like a folk, there's a story in here that really caught my eye, right? And there was only 2 pages in here, and then the story cut off like midway, and then it just has like missing information, and I thought that was really weird. But one thing that caught my eye was a rock art that is about She Who Watches, right? And it is a rock art figure in the Pacific Northwest. I live in Washington State, right? The face of She Who Watches is identified by its exaggerated grin and almond-shaped eyes. And so there is a story about it on the background. It says, a woman had a house where the village of, I don't know how to pronounce that tribe, was later built. She was the chief of all who lived in this region. After a time, Coyote and his travels came to this, and it just cuts off, right? I thought that was weird, and I was like, well, they didn't really have internet back then in 1989, so that my parents only went off of what, especially my mom, only went off of what this was. And then I was like, oh, duh, I have Google. So then I searched it up, right? And then it actually found a link that led to the full story. And I'm gonna try to find it, and if you guys are interested in reading more about that, you know, it's kind of like correlated to my culture and my ancestors as far as Blackfoot Native Americans. So this is my ancestors, right? I'm talking about them, and they are known for their pictographs and their so this is I'm just interjecting right now to show you a little bit of extra about the She Who Watches. But there is caught my eye that I forgot to point out. This was just on page 2. Right here it says, east of the Cascade, hunters with bows and arrows, deer, mountain sheep, bison. I talked about bison right here. And then twin human figures are frequently seen. And twin caught my eye, and I said, 2, twin human. And this is like I said, it's more about the pictographs and the petroglyphs, but there's depictions of twin human beings that are shown. So just a little sign there that Spirit Light wanted me to point out right now, that's in this 1989 booklet. So I forgot to interject, but I just wanted to point that out, that's in this. And these symbols right here, Spirit also showed me visions, which is how I was able to recognize this booklet and caught my eye, because my mom is the one that found this thing. Yeah, so they showed me in a vision, pretty much. Especially this symbol right here, they showed me these symbols here, and I didn't know what it meant until my mom pulled this out, and then she showed me this little booklet right here, and everything started to make more sense, right? And it kind of led me more into my past life as far as like Native American culture wise. So yeah, so twins are mentioned in this pamphlet, which is very intriguing. Something to point out. Petroglyphs, and it pretty much is like rock art as in painting, and then petroglyphs is pretty much carving onto a rock. So the she who watches is actually a combination of both painting and carving into a rock. And there's a legend that is behind that story, and I did find it online, so I'm not going to go into it, but I will link in below the rest of the story. But there was a reason why. I was like wondering, why is this missing? And it was talking about basically a divine feminine. And as you guys may know, I'm on a twin flame journey. It's really fucking hard. I'm in separation right now from my divine masculine. But we both have like, you know, lessons to learn and, you know, things to figure out first before union. But, you know, it's not always about the union. But one thing for sure that they pointed out was that there were she who watches depicts of a woman chief. A lot of people don't know, but I didn't know that women were chief back then, before men even were in Native American culture. And I'm pretty sure that this was cut out of this book for a reason. But a lot of women actually ran tribes. But a person, like the story says, Coyote, which was a man, came over and just thought that, you know, women weren't able to take care of a tribe as effectively. So he did state that there pretty much that women would not whoa my gosh, sorry, that scared me so bad. As you can see, I'm wearing a Seahawks gear, so right now the football games are going on, so out here they go lit and crazy. So they just set off a bunch of fireworks. I don't care if you're in where I'm at, it doesn't matter if you're in the neighborhood, okay? That can also be a sign as well. But as I was saying, because that threw me off, it's just I've been getting a lot of visions, and I want to talk about a little bit. I want to talk about the visions that I've been seeing, and I wrote this on September 20th. But these visions came from earlier in the summer, and I just did. I was at a point where I was not as well known in what my visions were. I just thought that they were regular dreams. I literally thought, like, okay, I'm not going to think about it. It's just a dream. It's just whatever. I didn't think of it as a vision from spirit or anything. And I was very on the offense of showing this because I you know, I struggle with the notion of like judgment and the anxiety, and you know, I'm not perfect. No one is. And I'm still learning on my journey as well. But I had a lot of fear-based things, thinking that people will judge me for my gifts as far as vision-wise. And I would always tell people, oh, I'm not clairvoyant, you know, my gift is clairsentience, and you know, but my clairaudient and my clairvoyancy has been very like heightened a lot of the times. But as far as the visions go, I've had these since I was a child, and they always stemmed around natural disasters. And I don't want to scare anyone, right? I just want you to just, you know, use your own intuition and everything, and don't freak out. But I did have like visions of natural disasters before they like really happened, and I didn't give much thought to it because I just thought, well, okay, everybody has visions of natural disasters, you know. I thought it was a normal thing. But these visions were a little bit different because when I experienced them, it felt like I actually was there. And I have very vivid dreams. Like my dreams look exactly like how you're seeing right now. Like, and the thing is that my sibling, my younger sister, and a couple of my family members, and just people, they always tell me that they dreamed in black and white, but then they see pops of color here and there. I'm like, that sounds kind of cool, like, honestly, because I feel like if it's black and white and only certain things are highlighted, then you're able to see the meaning more on what that dream meant. But for me, it looks exactly like this, like the 3D world, except for it's a little bit altered, a little bit different. But so that's why when I'm sleeping, sometimes I don't even know that I'm sleeping. There's certain ways that I have to figure out, like, that I know that I'm dreaming, of course, but sometimes it gets so vivid that I can't determine which one is which. I just seen the number 17, and that's a twin flame number. Okay. Anywho, but yes, my visions, it's always like natural disasters, and it scared me at first as a child, but as I got older, it like death doesn't really scare me as much. So whenever I had these natural disaster dreams, I'm always someone like either in my body or someone else's body, and then I experience the natural disaster as if I'm going through it right then and there, and then I feel myself, transitioning to the next world and actually dying, like, and that's the thing that I don't want to scare people. It's just a lot of the times with my dreams is that I dream a lot of passing on, and whether that's going through something tragic or whatever, certain things like that. But I used to fear it, but not anymore. So one vision that I had in the summer was a hurricane, right? And this wasn't like an actual hurricane. It was like an actual tsunami. And before I even go into my my visions, please take it for face value. Don't run with it, okay? Certain things have lined up as far as synchronicity wise, and I'm not expecting anybody to like believe me. So just roll with whatever, I'm seeing a little bit of YouTubers who actually channel natural disasters, and I only have found two. Like, I've only found two, and they're actually readers here on YouTube. But I found two that actually like can have visions of natural disasters, and it feels very comforting knowing that there are people out there who are like that, and I'm just not out here having these weird fucked up visions, because sometimes it can get very scary. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with spirit now, and they know that I get scared too. But the tsunami that I had in the summer was of me being on a coast, and there was like a beach, like a really nice beach, right? And I don't recognize this place. I've never been here. I was on a boat that I don't recognize either, and I was out enjoying a nice, sunny day, and I see a skyline, like an actual city that's behind, the beach. And they're like skyscrapers and like actual cities. I don't know where it was. And then all of a sudden the weather changes, and then before I knew it, there was sun, and then there was no sun, and it got really dark, and all these clouds started coming in. And then I looked to my left, and there was a wave, like a large wave that's coming to my left over here. And as it went like this, I didn't fight or anything. That's the thing with my dreams, as I just allow it to happen. Like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Like, I'm not gonna like run, I used to, but not as much, like as far as my lucid dreaming goes. But I just kind of took it, and I watched the water like take over me. I felt the coldness. All of a sudden, it was like a rush of coldness throughout my whole body. And then I was underwater, and then I was just underwater. And then as I was watching underwater, the water was clear enough for me to see the rest of the wave start taking over the city and a bunch of the boats, and it just kind of took over and engulfed the entire city and took it back. And I was like, well, that was a dream. And another one, a couple nights after that, I was a person that was standing near a window, and I was overlooking a city line, and I was just enjoying like a cup of tea or whatever, or someone, and I was just enjoying myself, and I was just looking over the city line, and it was a beautiful day again, sunny. And then all of a sudden there was this large flash of light, and then a bunch of like a fire, explosion, and all I seen was fire coming at me, and it engulfed me, and then my body experienced like a heat flash. If anybody knows what a heat flash feels like, it's not really pleasant for the meantime, but it was just like a quick heat flash to the point where it was just like, ugh, that felt weird. And then I ended up waking up, and it just blacked out, and I was like, well, I guess I died in an explosion. I don't know what that meant. And another vision that I had was of an asteroid, and so this was actually a vision when I had when I was awake. This is the only difference, is that I didn't know that I like started having visions a lot more when I'm awake now, and this was after the this was before the moon started rolling in, and I was talking with my parents, and in the middle of our conversation, we were talking about something completely different. And my mind, it felt like I was there, like I'm in the room. I know that I'm listening to my parents. I can hear them, but then my mind like takes over, and I see a vision of this rock that's floating through space, which is an asteroid that's kind of going around this like planet Earth, like this, and it's actually like on fire, like going around. And I'm thinking, an asteroid? Why is there an asteroid when we're talking about, you know, ice cream or something? Like, you know, it's just so random. And I was just like, okay, well, that was it. That was weird. And then I didn't adjust it. I didn't even bring it up. I was like, okay, weird. Mind you, as this all was happening, and then towards the fall time came, when I started hearing more about Hurricane Dorian, and then I started hearing more about the Amazon forest, and then also the forest in Africa that is burning, just a lot of things started happening. And there was something weird about Hurricane Dorian that I couldn't put my mind on it. And I remember doing on the night that it started rolling through Hurricane Dorian in Florida. By the way, I'm praying for everybody that has gone through Hurricane Dorian, especially for those that are in the Bahamas, I believe. Like, my heart goes out to you guys, you know, but especially to those that lost their lives. But there's like a lot of things that are being hidden right now underneath the surface, and I just was guided to do certain tarot readings and learning more about these natural disasters because they guided me to do it. And then I did personal readings, and then for some reason every time I did natural disaster readings, it would turn into a form of love. And for some reason the twins would pop up, as far as like twin flame journey and about the divine feminine, divine masculine, and it would confuse the fuck out of me, because I would be like, well, I'm channeling a natural disaster, so why is my divine masculine jumping into my reading? Or why is the twin flame journey jumping into this reading? What does this have anything to do with correlating it? So it left me feeling confused, and I'm still trying to figure out the reason for that. But I know for sure Spirit has said that, you know, my direction they like me to go is that they like me to focus more on love-based things as far as reading goes. But then like a lot of the one purpose that they said that they are pointing out to me is that one thing that I can help people with is their love department as far as relationship goes. Because I like growing up, I was always a person that, you know, a lot of light workers are always the person, or empaths, that a lot of friends and people go to as far as advice goes, and, you know, listening to them and everything like that, kind of like a soundboard. But, you know, I would have those, you know, those insights on helping as far as love goes. So I was just like, is love trying to... All I know is that in the end, that Spirit always said love is the answer, and love is the final of it all. Even through, they would show me all the nasty things that were going on as far as like what I was asking about through my reading, and as far as the natural disasters go, it always ends off with love, the Lover's card, or, you know, Two of Cups, Sun card, everything. It was just Four of Wands, you know, which represents, you know, the 1111 twin flames. But like a lot of it would just, it just made me think that, okay, even though there was a lot of chaos going through, in the end there's only love, right? And so it was kind of deep when I started talking to Spirit about that, and it just made me like, wow, okay. So, and the fact that they started leading me to certain people who are mediums that do talk about as far as vision goes for natural disasters. So I've had that happen. But another thing for my ancestor past life, of course, like I talk about how I have ties to Atlantis and ancient Kemet and Victorian, like a lot of the Victorian era. I'm very guided to the 1800s era, but they really like took me back as far as going back to the First Nations, right? And me finding out about my Native American heritage. This First Nation, mind you, is around the area where a lot of natives started trickling in from the north and started coming down this-wards, and a lot of like natives, you know, like Incans and everything, like even Mexicans and South Americans are considered Native American as well, right? A lot of people don't know that, but they ended up migrating up north. So it's like a lot of influctuation of just coming together where East meets West. But a lot of the times me and my family like to question, well, did they really migrate, or have we always been here? Yeah, think about that. So I'll talk about the animals that I've been seeing recently. If you guys have been seeing if this resonates with you, I'm just going to list the type of animals that have been popping up quite often, right? And I'm going to start mentioning like synchronicities that I see. But I've been seeing dolphins and blue whales. Dolphins and blue whales are very significant because, for one, I have past ties to Atlantis. I know that dolphins were very heavy in Atlantis back then. So for the fact that my divine masculine loves whales, especially orcas. And I do have an orca right there. But yes, we both love marine animals, and I always said I love dolphins and he loves whales. And for some reason they've been popping up quite more often. And even just recently there was a sighting of a blue whale on the news not too long ago, and it caught my eye when I was watching it. And I don't really watch like TV so often, so when I did see it I was just like, wow, okay. And then dolphins have been presenting themselves everywhere, like dolphin plushies, dolphin pictures, dolphin magnets, dolphin everything. Like, god damn it, like dolphins everywhere, right? And then elephants are very significant to me. Elephants also represent, you know, family dynamics, you know. And elephants are also significant because it represents my grandmother. Elephants for me, she loved elephants. She had elephants all around her house, and her favorite animal was the elephant. And I even have elephant heavily involved within my room right now. You know, so I've been seeing like a bunch of elephants everywhere as far as that goes, either on like, you know, passing by or pictures or, you know, that type of thing, or around my household or wherever I go and I go visit family. Butterflies are very heavy in my family. Again, that represents not only spirit but new beginnings, and it also represents my cousin Jerry, you know, that passed away. So I have a lot of these animals that are tied into certain people in this timeline. So bisons are also another thing, which is random, but bisons also have been leading me more into my native culture as far as my Blackfoot Native American culture and all that stuff. And I found out that, you know, it's not even called Blackfoot. There are names that, you know, like the French, because, you know, there's the French side and the British side that took over, you know, but a lot of the times there were like misunderstandings and misinterpretations, and even my name, Cheyenne, is actually a misinterpretation as well. But Cheyenne, though, is also part of like where, you know, Montana is, like Wyoming area, because Blackfoot natives like are from all the way up from Canada, and it stretched all the way down to Montana, around North and South Dakota, like around that area. So for me, Cheyenne, I grew up thinking that my name, and people told me, you know, you have alien tongue, or you're the misunderstood one, and that's what I rolled with, because I was told my whole life my name, and which was very fitting because no one understood it or lick of what I've said. Even from a very young age, I would just talk and mention weird shit and see weird things and talk to, you know, things, you know, it's nothing new, but I just, no one can understand. Even now, like, I can talk to people and people are like, what? You know, what? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad I was named Cheyenne for a reason, right? And of course, Cheyenne is a native name. It is also masculine and feminine. So I'm both a masculine and feminine name. And originally, Cheyenne was a boy's name. It was not a girl's name. A lot of people don't realize that. And I actually have books on my name, Cheyenne, like a childhood book that was given to me from my grandmother. So Cheyenne was actually male's name. How it became feminine, don't know. So, but yeah, Cheyenne means like, you know, alien tongue. And French kind of like didn't know how to interpret the Cheyenne tribe, right? There were many different tribes like around, like the Cree, you know, there was Lakota, there was Crow, there was, you know, Blackfoot, there was Salish, you know, they were all in this predominant area where I'm talking about. And what happened is that the Cheyenne tribe, which was kind of near the Crow Nation, they all spoke like a form of like sign language in a way, but it was misinterpreted, and it just, out of all the tribes, it's funny because like they were all misinterpreted. They all have their own original names. All the tribes that you know of today and what they're called is not the original name of what they call themselves. You know, the more you know. But for me, it was just like the alien language, you know. Oh, my light went out. That means But yes, and I have a bunch of candles lit, so we'll just go with this. But yeah, so it was just a big thing for me. And then roses and sunflowers are something that I've been seeing quite a bit. And cats, of course. Cats are very drawn to me. Cats have been coming up to me like no other. And I love cats. Like, and it was weird because one day, not too long ago, I did have a conversation with a cat, like just some random cat, and I was literally doing my hair. This was the day I was doing my hair, and then I have a window that's next to where I do my hair in my bathroom, and so I look outside, and to my left there's a cat that's just standing there, like a white cat that's just standing there staring at me, and I'm like, what the heck? And you know, for me, naturally, I love to speak to animals. I just like as if they were normal human beings or souls, and I think of them as spirit, you know. And so I just started talking to it, like, hi, how's your day? How you doing? And the cat just started responding, saying, meow, you know, all that. I was just like, am I really having a conversation? Are we having a conversation right now? Okay, let's get jiggy with it. So we had a full-blown conversation. I was asking how its day was going. And towards the end, when I was like, you know what, I gotta get going, I have stuff to do, and I'm sure that you're busy too, and you got stuff to do too. And so the cat like meowed one last time, got up, and I said, it was nice talking to you, goodbye. And it just walked off, and I was just like, no one's around to witness this, but okay. But one thing that I was able to witness, there were certain birds that are being presented, stellar jays, blue jays, very heavily. Crows have been presented as well. Hawks not so much, but a lot of stellar jays and a lot of blue birds have been showing itself. You know, blue represents, you know, the throat chakra, the communication aspect. So yes, but the birds, as far as that goes, there was this walk that I went on with my dad and my sister, and we were just taking a break, and we had to reach this top of this long hill, and it was overstretched the water, and it was just beautiful, and it was just a nice hot day. And for sure that we were sitting, and a bird I thought was going to come and fly over our heads, but instead it came and just landed in front of us. And instead of being scared, you know, at first I was just like, okay, well, birds normally in this area don't do this. And instead the bird walked right up to me and plopped itself right next to me, and I was like, okay. And then my dad and my sister were just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, oh my god, what is going on? This is kind of creepy. Like, and the bird was just so comfortable being around us. Like, it just was chilling. It just literally sat there, and I just talked with it. The more I talked with it, the more that it moved closer to me. It just was chilling, just sitting for a bit. And then right before, like, when we started having to leave, it just chilled with us for a bit. And then I said, well, we're gonna be on our way, and he's on his way. The bird was like, all right, spirit, just flew off and left. And I was just like, wow, what a beautiful visit, you know. And I'm glad that there were people around me that can actually, you know, witness stuff like this happening in real life. And it just so happened that my father and my sister was there, and they were kind of shocked. They were shooketh, not shocked, shooketh. And they were like, this normally doesn't happen. But it's okay, because, and then also like a lot of feathers, a lot of signs, but dragonflies were a thing. But now that it's starting to get colder here in Washington and it's starting to rain, not a lot of butterflies and dragonflies are starting to show up, but they will show through themselves, like through art or like, you know, through pictures and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm missing out. And then owls, like white owls, have been very significant as well. So if you've been seeing all these animals, just know that this probably correlates either with whatever spirit is trying to tell you, or if you're a twin and you're going through a twin flame journey and you're a divine feminine like me, or divine masculine, you know, those could also be signs from your significant other as well, your soul flame, whatever you want to call it. Again, it's a label. But yes. So, and then for my dreams, I've been having weird, like, I've been meeting up more with my divine masculine in my dreams, by the way. And I don't really like to talk about my twin flame journey, honestly, because I like to keep it very private. There's a reason why they've been blocking me from actually speaking so much about my twin flame journey, because they're like, keep it kind of private right now, because there are certain, you know, karmics or people that don't agree with my journey with him right now, and are creating blocks right now within our journey. And so it's not like saying I'm scared to like share that, it's just more like a privacy reason. And there's certain things that I just like, me and him, like, I feel like to keep private. And I'm a person that I don't like to talk about other people's business unless they're there with me. And one thing for sure that we spoke about before we went into 3D separation was that I wanted him to come on here on this channel and actually speak on the divine masculine side so that he can share his journey. But right now he's currently learning his karmic lessons, and you know, it's necessary in order to grow. But it's like I said, like just like how I did, you know, and how I'm doing right now. But just those type of things, like the dreams that I've been having, we've been connecting more on the 5D sense. And that's the thing, is that separation allows you to connect more on a spiritual level, on an intuitive level, more in the astral realm, and then it kind of strengthens that, you know what I mean? But one dream that really popped up that was significant for me, that was an indicator, you know, that it was at night, and this was a dream, and there was like a sign, right? And right underneath the sign, what I mean by sign is a street sign. And I have no life of me to know what the hell the street sign said or whatever. My only thing that caught my eye was the thing that was hanging off the street sign, which was keys. And they were on a lanyard. Or like, and mind you, I know what these keys are, okay? Keys are very significant to me. As far as me on my twin journey, and I kept hearing the jingle of the keys, and the jingle of the keys is significant for me, for my divine masculine, because it's when we were younger, I used to hear his keys jingle in the hallway when we were in school, because I met my divine masculine when we were 17. I for the life of me have been refusing, and kind of like for me, I was the runner at first in my journey. And he was the chaser, and then it became switched. I switched again, so I just keep switching, you know. And I just gave it up to spirit. It just, you know, it's a hard journey, and if people who are going on this journey, like, I feel you, you know. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna say it's all roses and dandy and Disney, you know. It's not like that. It's not like Disney. It's not like the stories, the romance stories that you see in the media. It's completely different, right? It's a completely different journey. So, but it took me a while to get here, and there are days where I go off my, you know, I get off my throne, you know. That's what they say. They're like, adjust your crown a bit, you know. And sometimes my crown drops, and I start to resent, and I start to get that anger, and I start to, you know, get emotional. You know, we're human, it happens. I start to just, you know, just recently I even had a mad trigger, and I've been getting a lot of triggers lately, but I've been taking it with grace, you know, trying to figure out what the root of the cause is. But a lot of the times the energy that you feel are like random emotions. It doesn't even have to be yours. It could be your actual twins emotions that's being transferred to you. So you kind of have to use your discernment and intuition to know which energy is yours and which energy is theirs. So either way, I've been trying to transmute both in a healthy way, you know. And I wasn't doing it much in a healthy way at all. And a lot of, like, after the full moon, especially after when Saturn went direct on the 18th, it started to illuminate a lot more things. And then it was just like more of awareness that, yes, I need to get my shit together even more. Like, I need to get my shit together, like, pronto, you know what I mean? And I've been sloughing, and that's, I'm you know, I'm not afraid to be honest about that. There are days where I go off kilter, and I get emotional. I just feel like I want to curl up in a ball and cry. And then there are days where I just feel like I'm on top of the world, you know. It's kind of like a roller coaster, and it's like, I know that every divine feminine has been going through that, like bouts of anger, depression, sadness, sappiness, you know. And it's human, it's normal, we all do that. It doesn't even have to be a twin, right? But yes, but the keys that were hanging on to that sign, it's funny because I woke up and my spirit was like, it's like a sign on a sign. You get it, you know? And I was like, oh, a sign on a sign. How you guys are making it even more tricky. But those keys signifying something, and I do have a key. And the thing is, I'll take this out because right here, I haven't really showed you guys, but I have charms. Eventually, I want to start getting more into different forms of divination. Right now, I'm on tarot cards, but later I want to do like forms of bone throwing, but they would call it, in a modern sense, charm throwing, which is a form of divination, throwing it out onto a surface and then reading out the charms and actually getting messages through, you know, because spirit can speak through a lot of different forms of things, right? A lot of these things, like see right here, as I was just talking about a butterfly. This was at my cousin's funeral. So I see white butterflies all the time. So this represents spirit. So I have this on me. There's many different things. It's like my grandmother represents, you know, the angel. There's an angel in this rock, right? But one thing that stuck out for me was this. So this is significant, right? Whenever I think of keys, you know, keys are everywhere, but this is significant because, you know, my divine masculine gave me this key. Not directly. There was a little bit of ways to get to this key, but it's significant to me. And so it's a reminder that, you know, yes, he is my divine masculine. And spirit always like gives me signs like, yes, this is your divine masculine. Because I always like doubt it, and I always say this can't be that one, you know. Sometimes I get in those days, but then other times they just throw a lot of, that's whenever I do that, right away they throw a freaking sign my way, you know. But yes, my dreams have been popping up, and just like little significant things like that, and a lot more dreams, a lot more visions, but I'm not going to get into all of it. It's a lot of information. But as far as my chakras go, I'm going to talk about like a lot of my chakras that have been activated quite often, which my solar plexus chakra has been activated. That means that I'm trying to gain more confidence, and for one, they're saying that I need more confidence in my life, for sure. And I've been actually having more of stomach issues a lot more recently, a little bit more, you know, like gassy, like burping and everything like that, and just having stomach issues. Definitely my sacral chakra has been activated, so I know for sure that there's some woohoo, like la la la, you know. I've been having a lot of those thoughts, especially about my divine masculine. And then of course I know that when he's thinking sexual and he sends me, you know, sexual images in my head, activates the sacral chakra and everything like that. But chakra is trying to be activated right now, but it's kind of going to be, because right now I've been having a lot of throat chakra issues. That means that, you know, not speaking your truth or not being able to get it out, you know. And a lot of the times right now in this journey with divine masculines, they're having a hard time struggling to speak their truth to their divine feminine and coming forward, you know, and being able to, you know, use their throat chakra in that way. So what happens is that when you can't speak your truth or be honest or be your authentic self, sometimes, or if you lie a lot, you know, sometimes your throat chakra can start having issues. So people who have sore throats or feel like it's scratchy or feel like there's something that's always like blocking your airway, and you're always having to clear your throat like like that, but having that issue as well. And my third eye activations have been definitely activating quite often. I was using my amethyst right here, this little dandy thing right here, but I decided like I've been sloughing again. I haven't been able to like really use it as far as my meditation goes. But I was able on the full moon to do a actual ritual. I did a ritual with my sister. My sister joined me, and the thing is, I wonder if the neighbors thought that we were weird because we were outside in the middle of the night burning shit, you know, because we were burning like things that we were like gonna let go of and that we're no longer taking with us, you know, into the next journey or part of our life, you know. And so we wrote down a lot of things that we were letting go, and then we also used basil leaves and rosemary and a lot of different things. We were just like manifesting, you know, getting rid of things and then manifesting new things to come into us, you know. And what perfect time then to do like during the Pisces full moon, because it was a very powerful time. And a lot of people I knew was triggered. I was triggered. I was just like, God, and I'm still feeling like the after effects a little bit. And just the other day was the third quarter moon, and that threw me off. And I had a moment where I just didn't know that it was a moon phase that happened the other day, so I just totally ignored it. And then what happened was that I was a moody bitch, and I didn't know why I was being moody. And then I was like, oh, there's some things that are being brought up to the surface that I need to address instead of keeping, you know, ignoring it, you know, that type of thing. So the thing that needs to work the most as far as my chakra goes that I'm working on is my root chakra. I'm working more on my crown chakra, and I'm working more on opening up my heart chakra. And they did guide me and said that I need to start using my rose quartz right here for my heart chakra clearings and stuff like that in meditation. So I'm gonna have to go and do that. So it's, for me, my heart chakra, it's opened and it closes, it opens and closes, and so that's my fault because I'm constantly a Libra moon, right? I teeter-totter a lot of the times, especially when a Libra is unbalanced. Oh, God forbid. You know, there's difference. There's a balanced sign and an unbalanced sign, and then I'm going through trying to find that balance, right? So again, Libra moon, it's like ka-ching, ka-ching, like ka-ching, like, you know, that type of thing. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it bad? You know, that's and it's like trying to find a balance. And one song that they are channeling to me again is that I had a rough day not too long ago as far as balance goes, and I was actually crying, and then they channeled the song Mulan, lesson number 1. And if you know that song from Mulan 2, I would suggest that you go check that out, or in fact I'll probably will just play a little clip right now.
Helps. Earth, sky, day, night, sound and silence, dark and light.
One alone is not enough. You need both together. Winter, summer, moon and sun. Like a rock, ha, ha, you must be hard, ha, ha. Like an oak, you must stand firm, ha, ha. Cut quick, like my blade. Think fast, ha, ha. Unafraid. Like a cloud, you are soft. Like bamboo, you bend in the wind. Creeping slow, you're at peace because you know it's okay to be afraid.
But yes, Mulan is like one of my favorites, and that song that they channeled to me was very significant, and it made me cry even more. And I was just like, okay, it's okay to be afraid, it's okay to like stand firm, it's okay to be like that type of thing. But it just kind of like cheered me up, made me feel a little bit better and made me have more hope. And they're ringing in my left ear. They've been carrying me a lot graciously, and there's a lot of things that I know that I need to accomplish and complete, but I'm at where I need to be right now in life, and I'm not trying to rush anything. And I'm an Aries sun, so I always try to rush every fucking thing because I'm impatient. So one thing that's been on this journey that I've learned so much, and something that I've learned quite often on this twin flame journey, is of patience, right? Patience. And then learning to focus on me and not giving all my energy to my twin, my divine masculine, because it's not all about that. It's not all about your other twin. And I want to remind people that on the twin flame journey that yes, it's nice to focus and love on your partner, but also remember to focus on yourself, because it's more of a self journey and learning more about yourself and how to ascend more on your journey as far as soul level wise. So there are days where yes, I do miss my divine masculine, and I still love him, and I pray for him every night, and there are days where I get really extremely mad and I want to kick his ass, but also knowing that there's unconditional love, and I'm learning to forgive and let go of that anger. It's taken a bit, but I know where I'm at right now on my journey, and I know that me being more open and learning to be more accepting and more forgiving and letting go of the past, especially the past hurt and the past behaviors and everything like that, because it takes two to tango, right? Divine masculines are not always guilty. Divine feminines have done some pretty toxic stuff in their life too. So I've also been learning to clear out my own toxicity and my own habits that created self-sabotaging behaviors within my journey. Not only is he's suffering, going through it as far as life-wise, I know that he's being taken care of and being handled, with our spirit guides, with ancestors, with angels. I know that they are both helping both of us, so I know that he's in good hands, and I pray for him because right now, like I said, we just went through karmic week from the 9th to the 18th, and now we're going to be heading into fall equinox, which is tomorrow. So I'm posting a little bit early, so I'm just gonna say hi, happy fall equinox. So tomorrow is also gonna be Libra season. So yes, like I said, I'm a Libra moon, and on October 13th is Aries full moon, and I'm just like, wow, it's gonna be affecting me quite a bit. As far as like my motivation goes and my me having to do certain things, it's just been shot. So I feel like spirit does that. They make sure that you're kind of like, they'll block certain things away so that you're able to go into hermit mode, so that you go within and connect more with the divine. So sometimes they kind of block certain things from me in order for me to kind of like go hermit mode and really go within, because I have a struggle doing that. I'm one of those people that I'm very restless, and it's hard for me to sit down and actually like meditate. I do different forms of meditations that regard me kind of moving around in my body, you know, like exercising or doing makeup, or, you know, certain things like that, smoking here and there. But yes, so overall, I didn't want to make this like too long, but I do want to wish you, you know, happy fall equinox. And to those that are going on this twin flame journey, you know, a lot of people are coming into union right now, and I've been hearing that, especially in this fall season. So congratulations to everyone who's coming into union, or has, or who is going to come into union. You know, I'm just so fucking happy. And the thing is like, I'm at the point where, like, you know how divine, it's good, because you know when it's good when you come to a point where, you know, if you don't really need your counterpart. However, you guys are here for a certain reason, a certain purpose to fill out as far as mission wise, because that's what you signed up for. The thing is, I can still fulfill my mission here, you know, without my divine masculine, but I know for sure that there will come a day where, you know, one day, and I have hopes in one day that we will come together and start the mission together. But I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, and I'm not having any high expectations on that, right? A lot of us should not have a lot of high expectations on union. And that's another thing they're showing me, is that the other day, just yesterday, we were driving and we were going to an event, right? And I was checking out like this event where they have like crystals and everything like that, and tarot decks and every place. I was going to my, you know, original place that I go to, but I noticed that we went by, there was these billboard signs, and it says Twin Lakes, right? And I was like, Twin Lakes? Huh? And then I was like, okay, you know. And then later on, keep going, another sign pops up saying Union in green letters, and I was like, whoa. And then after that, of course, butterflies started popping up and everything like that, you know, because I get signs like up the ass like no other. It's kind of hard for me to catch them all. But yeah, so that's an indicator, like someone's coming into union pretty soon. I don't know if it's me or whatever, I don't really care. Like, it is what it is. It's like whatever happens. That's me, you know. For like other like twins that are coming into like union pretty soon, I'm pretty sure that's an indicator that there's some twins that are coming into union or coming into contact and having communication. You know, for those that have not had experienced any type of form of communication or have been in 3D separation. But don't bet on it, and don't push your divine masculine to talk to you. Like, just let it go. They'll come when it's ready. The union will happen when it's ready, when the divine says it's ready. It's not when we want it. It's not when we say we're ready. It's when the divine says, okay, it's time, and then they will, you know, get them together. But like, again, like, have faith, right? But also don't have any high expectations. And that's what I've been trying to figure out, like that balance in between. It's like being detached, but also knowing that you're connected. Does that make sense? Detached to all things, but knowing that you're connected to all things. So that's something that I've been learning and been practicing quite a bit, and it's been helping out with leveling out whatever it is that's going on, right? And then making sure to protect my energy as far as like taking spiritual baths and all that jazz. Again, feathers have been showing to me like quite often. Numbers that I've been seeing quite often is 1111, twin flame number, 222, balance, 333, 444, 555, 717, which is another twin flame number, 1010, 1212. I've been seeing mirrored numbers, which is like 1001, 707, you know, 101, 202, all that jazz. And then another one that popped up is 15. 15 is a significant number, and also the number 30. 3030, that also has been popping up. And then as far as clairvoyant goes, I've been seeing more flashes of lights and glimmers of lights, and let's just say I've just been seeing more stuff that I normally don't see, and it's been coming back up. And I used to be able to see quite clearly as a child, and that's normal because children are like pure energy. They're able to not have anything that blocks them in the way as far as like the astral realm goes or 5D goes. For me, it's like coming back. But I've been seeing lots of flashes of light, and like I said, that's a synchronicity for, you know, like my angels and like other light beings. But when I do see flashes of light, I do know that a lot of my angels are around. Been heavily working with Archangel Michael. Archangel Gabriel has been popping up here too. Archangel Uriel, Archangel Metatron, I'm pretty sure has been a big heavy influence as far as that goes. And then there's another Archangel Jeremiel. I believe that's his name. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong, but he was the one, like one of the first angels that kind of made himself present and known when I was first awakening on my journey, because he comes mainly in dreams. He's not really an angel that talks so much as Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, like, you know, he talks, he's communication, right? But this archangel, he was the one that actually spoke to me, so in a dream, and I didn't know it was Archangel. I did not whatsoever. And if it was actually a spirit, but all I know is that it was a voice that I will never ever forget, and it was a feeling I'll never forget. And I remember he did get annoyed with me in my dream because I kept asking, can you please repeat what you're saying? Can you please repeat it? Like, okay, I heard it, but can you repeat it one more time? And he's just like, ugh, like, okay, Chai, like, I'm gonna repeat it, but this is the last time I'm gonna repeat it, right? And I don't know why, but I just kept asking him to repeat it because for some reason it was really hard to hear him, but at the same time his voice was booming and deep, but at the same time his voice was very soft and hard to hear. It's such a weird, I don't know, to anybody who has well, there's an explosion. To anybody that deals with like archangels and stuff like that, like who have actually seen them or like talk with them, it's very rare because they only show and present themselves when they want to, right? And that's the thing with my spirit guides, is like I rarely ask them to like manifest themselves in front of me. It's only like when I'm ready and when they want to, you know. I don't want my spirit guides to feel forced, you know, or to do anything. I'm just that type of person. And the thing is, they tell me to stop doing that because they're like, I'm fine, you know, but I'm the type where I'm just like, I even tell my spirit guides, do you need food? Do you need water? Like, should I give you food and water? Do you need rest? Like, I hope you get rest, you know, that type of thing. And like, and then they're like, we don't need rest. Like, we are resting. Like, it's you that needs the rest. And I'm like, yeah, but I want you guys to get rest too. Because you guys be dealing with my ass all daily. And my ass, I swear, they be impatient with me too. I always feel the face palms and the, like, are you gonna do it? Like, are you gonna step up and be confident and do it? And it's like, I'm trying. Like, don't judge me. And they're like, I'm totally judging. But yeah, they've been really helpful. My spirit guides, my angels, and my ancestors, that's one thing I've been noticed, is that they give me a lot of tough love. And the thing is that a lot of the family that I do know, like especially on this lifetime that passed over, they were tough. Okay, mind you, I had a lot of tough, especially tough women figures. As far as my grandmothers go, they were tough. And I'm talking about tough love, because not only that, but my other grandmother, she had to raise 3 sons by herself. So I was like, damn. Yeah, so they're very tough, but it's okay, you know. It's something that I can understand. It's something that helps me, something that helps me learn, and it's something that I can identify with, right? And I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of tough, loving ancestors and spirit guides that are out there that are pushing them to be the best that they can be, because they do it because they love us, right? In the utmost fashion, you know. There's just a lot of things that I've been realizing about my childhood, and I've been piecing together all the again, my throat chakra puzzle. I've been putting all the missing pieces, again, 717 that I've seen, oh my gosh, together, right? So much information that I'm willing to share with you, but like, I can't put it all into one video, so I'm just gonna break it out. And they tell me, calm down. And then I hear my divine masculine, he always used to say, shh, calm down, because I have a tendency of like, blah, 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 and I forget to breathe, and I'm like, and at the end I'm like, you know, I'm like out of breath and everything like that. And my mask would be like, okay, stop. And then we would breathe together. Like, he would actually breathe with me. And this is when he wasn't even awakened, right? But he has like a sense of calmity about him, and you know, it was the only person that can actually like really make me calm. And so we would breathe in as I was having my, you know, being all flared up, me being the Aries I am. But he was just like, breathe in, breathe out. And we would breathe together and actually like breathe in, do breathing exercises together, and it was beautiful. I don't know why, but he's been popping up quite often lately, and I've been really making his presence known as far as in the 5D sense. So I'm sorry if I keep mentioning him and bringing him up, but he just keeps coming in and interjecting, because obviously he wants to, you know, speak and want to be known. But I miss you too. But yes, I he just likes to come in and like interject as far as his spirit wise, right? So it's fine with me, but a lot of the times, like, I get, for me, I'm sure a lot of people like divine humans get to this point where you kind of get annoyed with all the synchronicities and signs, and you're just kind of like, okay, like, I get it. But yes, I've been connecting with him more in the 5D, and you know, but a lot of the time, sometimes I just, you know, there's times where the connection gets cut off. You know, take it or leave it. It's nice. So let's just say I've been being more open as far as like speaking my truth and being more authentically myself. I've been just doing things that I just normally wouldn't do. There are certain plans that I'm about to like embark on as far as like creativity wise, that I mentioned, as far as like getting more into my art, because I've been putting it on the back burner for a long time, discouraged by it for a while for personal reasons that I won't get into. Overall, like, things are starting to look up, you know, it's a roller coaster, it goes up and down, it's life. We're not expected to be 100% all the time, and that's something that I've been learning to let go of, is because for me, it was instilled for me that I had to, like, I felt like I had to be perfect all the time and do things perfectly, and if I didn't, then I would feel like a complete failure, you know, and that's, you know, that stems from childhood and everything like that I've experienced. But I've been learning to let go of that notion that I'm perfectly imperfect, and it's fine where I'm at right now, and just to take one day at a time, okay? But I'm wishing you guys nothing but the best. Again, sending you nothing but love and light, sending you healing energy. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. I'm wishing that you go towards the things that brings you joy, that brings you life, that showers you with light. I wish and I pray and I pray and pray, and I'm setting intentions that we are all able to take that first step into something that scares us the most, which is everything that you want is pretty much on the other side of fear, and it really is. And I've been allowing fear my whole life to take over, and I've been slowly like fighting that notion and fighting that shadow side, like, hey, you know, I accept you, you know, as my other half, and becoming one with light and dark, and knowing that both serve its purpose, you know, and not to fear one over the other. And the fact is that I've been rock bottom, I've been there, I've seen the darkness and I've seen the light, and I just want to be able to share that with you all and how significant that is. And if you guys are struggling right now, like how I was struggling, and how, you know, it's not gonna lie, I struggle and everything like that, I'm human. Also, not only that, I'm also a spiritual being that's experiencing a human experience, right? It's just this human experience that I've been having right now. It's interesting. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot more to learn on this journey. It's not over yet, and I've been trying to pick myself up. So again, I'm wishing you guys nothing but the best, and that you guys have the courage to go forth towards the things that make you happy. I really do. I really stress that enough. And keep praying for your other counterpart to inflame, even if they're like, and I say that, pray for those that wish ill upon you. Please do. Like, I do this every night. I even wish for my karmics that they are able to find love, and that they're able to find love within themselves, you know, like really start to, because the thing is that I used to be that person that used to shit on, you know, and talk shit and everything like that, and fall into that negative mindset thinking of, like, you know, those that wish ill upon me, that I don't wish, you know, whatever. For me, it's like, I wish well for everyone, whether they are on my journey or not, whether they agree with my journey or not. I still wish them well. It's like that notion of, I want you to eat, but I don't want you to eat at my table. Does that make sense? I'm sorry for rambling. I talk quite a bit and I go off the rails, but there's just a lot that they want me to talk about and address, because it has been a while since I've been on here, and I miss you guys. And thank you to whoever who has subscribed and liked my videos. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe and like my videos to whoever is new, who's come across this channel. Thank you for watching all the way through, you know, if you've gotten this far. But wishing you a beautiful day, night, wherever you may be. It's okay to be down. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be low, but pick yourself back up, okay? I just wanted to address that I forgot to say that to go ahead and check my playlist in my, so go to my playlist into my channel, and I just created a brand new playlist for twin flames right now. And so it's pretty much all songs that were channeled to me from divine masculine, and also songs that the divine feminine side, right? So I made sure to incorporate both divine masculine and divine feminine into a playlist of music, and it's many different variety types of music. So if you feel guided to, please go and visit my playlist. Also was music that we shared amongst one another as well, so it's not just all channeled, it's also music that we shared like to one another. So like hopefully it resonates with one person out there if you guys find it, but let me know if you like one of those, you know, songs or whatever. But it's all there, and I'll continue to keep adding to it as I see fit. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, and I forgot to mention that in the video before. So love you guys, peace, see you in my next video.